Hey you guys, so this is kind of like a sad video that I'll probably cry a good bit in. I'm not even fully sure if I'm ready to film this yet, but I want to bring you guys along just for the sake of any other women going through this process of miscarriage, but having a miscarriage where you have to essentially have a surgery or take a pill to make your body pass the placenta and get everything out of your uterus once baby is no longer living and doesn't have a heartbeat. And if that's like triggering for anyone, like just don't watch the video. But essentially this weekend is, I just want to get some clips and kind of bring you along for a little bit of my experience of just how this goes. I've heard like some horror stories and I've heard like some it's okay, like you'll be fine. And I'm believing everything's gonna be fine. I'm definitely nervous and I've cried like so many times because I'm really nervous. I'm very anti-medication. I'm also like super cautious of anything with uterus health, just for fertility, you know, like I've just been super nervous about this whole process. But essentially we are taking the pill today to start the miscarriage. So yeah, essentially it's been almost 4 weeks now since I miscarried, and I haven't bled or had anything come out of me, and for a while the sac was still growing. I think the sac has finally quit growing inside of me at around 10 to 11 weeks because they said that there was some hemorrhaging of like the yolk sac and some things inside of the gestational sac yesterday. We went back for another ultrasound. We just wanted to get one more vaginal ultrasound before we took anything and expelled anything out of my uterus because it's just scary, and I just wanted to get another look at everything, make sure everything was good. Make sure, even though we knew that there was absolutely no chance of any millionth percentile of baby somehow still being there, and I just needed it for my mental clarity to see one more time. So we went, and everything is hemorrhaging and starting to happen, but it's still not naturally miscarrying like out of me, which can mean infection and risk for me. So we're about to go have the doctor put the first batch of pills, and then tonight I will take the other pills. And my battery's dying, but I'm gonna bring you guys along for how I'm feeling, and just this whole scary process feels so lonely. So to anyone else kind of trying to make a decision, I'll talk about kind of what they told us for options and stuff throughout the video, and how I felt about that and how we feel going forward. So yeah. So it's about an hour later, and I was just kind of laying on the couch with a heating pack, and it's been relatively mild, like just little cramps. But then when I get up to like pee, like I went ahead and put a pad on just in case. And when I get up or like move, like I'm keeled over right now just because when I straighten, like it feels like my uterus is like stretching and it's in a lot of pain, which is like fine, like all of this is expected. It's just like pretty painful, but like it's totally fine. I know it's gonna get like worse, but it's just like weird because like you knew this was happening, but it's still like you don't know when it's happening. So I think we're gonna turn on Netflix now just because I want to like distract myself with something. I've just been like answering DMs and like chilling on my phone. I just made some ginger ale. I feel like that might help settle my stomach. Been drinking lots of water. The heating pad Casey got me is not very hot, but he said I failed. It was super sweet of him to go get it for me because they told me not to move a lot because they didn't want the pills to fall out. So I was just nervous to like walk around Target and get a heating pack. So he got pads, ginger ale, and that for me. But it will be fine. When I'm laying down, like I said, if I'm not moving, it's really not bad. I just got up to move a little because my labral tear in my hip is hurting, because when I sit a long time, it just hurts really bad. But I think we're just gonna have to accept that the next couple days, my hip's gonna hurt like a mother. So it's okay. But yeah, we're gonna get on the couch and just try to make the most of feeling lazy, because I literally feel guilty when I lay on the couch too long, like just my personality type. And we've been on the couch a lot lately, so I'm really ready to not be on the couch crying or sick feeling. But that's okay, because it's what this time is for right now, and so that's what we're gonna do, is go lay on the couch again.
Feast. Give your cat the world with globally inspired medleys. The overtime went into overtime.
Why? Because you want to drop into a hatch that's been locked from the inside.
Yeah, really, we might need to go to the hospital later. Oh, this is so hot in here. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to...
over?
I don't know what to do, if I should go to the doctor or not.
Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna call the OB.
I don't know if I should go to the doctor or not.
I'm gonna call.
Well,
Oh, Mom.
tell me what's going on.
I'm in so much pain, I can't talk. Can you talk to her?
Is it coming in waves still?
Well,
It's the second wave.
the second wave has lasted way longer.
Yeah. Is it?
10 minutes. And it stopped for probably 10, and now it's lasted for probably.
I think I'm gonna head that way.
Okay, so we just got home.
It's a little bit later.
It
It's the next day.
is almost midnight, but I also have a bra on. You just can't really see. Literally, this is the worst thing that has ever happened to me. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but our doctor also didn't really tell us to like she said you can take ibuprofen if it gets too bad, and we're just not really like medicine people. Like, we don't take ibuprofen if we're sick. Like, we just don't take medicine. We're very like holistic and everything. So it's one reason the pill was so scary for me in general, just because. Sorry, I gotta pause my show. You can tell I'm okay right now, obviously, but so Casey actually ran to our neighbor's house around like 8 p.m. and we're like not close with them, but we've like gotten each other's mail and like, you know, we're neighbors, good neighbors. And apparently they're a pharmacist, which is amazing because he had 800 milligram ibuprofens, and I hadn't eaten anything because I'd just been so sick feeling. I mean, I ate today, just not like recently. So it was like nerve-wracking to take that on an empty stomach because I was like dry heaving on the ground, diarrhea, the blood had started, and like literally thought I was about to die, like couldn't breathe. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare anyone. I don't know, I'll sit down and like talk about this more in a very like, I don't know, advice kind of way maybe, but
Probably should have had some ibuprofen.
yeah, I mean, if you have ibuprofen, like, maybe you're like, what's wrong with you? It's not that bad. I don't know, but we did not, and literally, like, I have such a high pain tolerance. I was a distance runner for years, D1 runner. So many injuries, so many needles stuck in my body over the years, like, high pain tolerance, like, 99.999% VO2 max, if that has anything to do with your pain tolerance, like, of people, whatever, high pain tolerance.
I'm freaking tough, trust me.
Yeah, I would consider myself a very tough human being, not to be cocky, but, and I literally was in here, like, in the fetal position, and this was the first of the contractions, is, like, what they call it, like, it's, like, labor, but just for your placenta coming out. Oh, I'm, like, still cramping, but I'm okay right now. But this was the first, like, real, like, contraction, and the second one was, like, when we went to the ER, and the first one, I was, like, in here, and I was, like, trying to breathe. Like, you watch the videos of girls in fetal position, like, in labor or early labor, like, trying to go, shh, you know how they're breathing, like that. I was literally like that, and it was so scary, and so the most pain I've ever been in my life. And I promise I'm not being dramatic. I promise. And the second contraction lasted literally like 30-45 minutes. And I think the only reason it like ended is because we went to the hospital and we got the 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. But I took that. He went over to the neighbors when I was like in the bathroom floor. Like literally I just kept saying like I don't know what to do because I didn't want to get a DNC, which is like where they surgically remove everything, because I'd heard that scar tissue can lead to further fertility issues, and I just, after taking us so long to get pregnant, I mean only a year, I know it's not long for a lot of people, but for us it felt like a long time, and it was okay, but anyways, I just didn't want to like risk anything, so they said if we called for like an emergency to the emergency room, they would basically do an emergency DNC. So I was like in the bedroom, just like I literally do not know what to do. Like I need to go to the hospital, but I don't want to do a DNC. Like I don't want to have, you know, which you don't have fertility issues. Like literally no one does from DNC. But she just told us that there was this percentage, and so I was like, ah, like, you know, whatever. And so, anyways, we get there, and essentially as soon as they put me in a wheelchair and like having me wait a second before they got us back super quick, before they like took my vitals and stuff, I could just feel like the weight coming off, like the cramps calming down, and I think the contraction finally finished, and I also think the ibuprofen kicked in. We were there for a while. They gave me nausea meds for like the dry heaving and diarrhea. And then we came home, and in the middle of walking out of like the hospital is when I like passed like the first thing. So then we had to get in the car and then like check everything out. We got home, and so like that was definitely like not traumatic, but just like a lot, obviously. And like my mom is here now too. Whenever everything was getting so bad before we even went to the ER, like I called her. She was like, okay, I'm coming. Like, you're not okay, I'm coming. Like, because I like couldn't talk to her on the phone, and Casey was trying to talk to her, and okay, I'm kind of like still cramping a lot. I need to breathe through it, so I probably need to stop vlogging. But essentially, yeah, we got home. I also had to take the remainder of the pills buccally, which after going through that, so essentially they put the first batch into your vagina, and then you wait, and then later in the day you take buccally. And so I did that, and now we ate some eggs, and we're just gonna chill here, and the cramps are not too bad right now. Mom just got back with some ibuprofen because we didn't have any other than the 800 milligrams. So we're gonna take some normal ibuprofen and hope it just continues to mellow and not get bad again. They said it would get terrible again, but I'm just praying that the ibuprofen keeps it from getting terrible again. Literally, like, having Casey pray that it just doesn't get terrible again. So, yeah, we're just gonna... Mom made muffins. She did the dishes for us. It's a good thing that Mama's here. And we're just gonna watch Lost, eat muffins, and ibuprofen for now. So, thank God that everything is okay. I'm still, like, nervous because I had to ingest the pills, so it's, like, taking more of what just happened is nerve-wracking. But, like, I'm praying that it being in my bloodstream versus put straight into my vagina, up into your uterus, you know, like, I'm hoping that this way is better. Not as bad. Yeah. It's the next morning. It is actually noon now. I just feel like, obviously, vlogging right now is not, like, important because we're very, like, just processing everything. I'm ice rolling just because I feel disgusting and puffy, and, you know, you just don't, you feel gross when you've just been laying around for weeks at a time. So we're ice rolling. But I just, like, kept, like, crying last night and saying how grateful I was because I wasn't in, like, the contractions pain anymore. And I think it's, like, once again, like, I might nix all these clips and talk more, like, detailed soon in a different video or something, but hang on. So I haven't taken pain meds since 5 a.m. I took another ibuprofen at 5. I took acetaminophen at 4. Essentially, our symptoms right now are just like a little nauseous feeling, but like not really. And weak, so weak. I'm still bleeding, but not passing anything like other than just bleeding now. I passed everything for like the labor part of miscarriage. Last night there was like 2 times because essentially like this pill puts you into labor and expels your uterus is the purpose of it. For people like me who had a miscarriage where your placenta continues to grow for like weeks after baby is not viable anymore. So essentially when you go into labor, like in the hospital, when you're full term with your baby, everyone knows this, you have the baby, and moments later, as you're holding the baby to your chest, you have to still deliver the placenta. So you're still having contractions and having to push out the placenta. It slides out way easier than a baby, obviously. Like, it's like gross material. It's way smaller than a baby, I think. I don't know all the details. But you have to deliver the baby and then the placenta. It's like 2 deliveries. And your body continues to contract until the placenta comes out. So I had the first passage, which I did not mention last night because, yeah, right when we walked out of the hospital, which I think this is why the contractions were so terrible right before we got to the hospital, because I think everything was contracting and dilating to like its fullest capacity right before we got the ibuprofen. If you do this, get as strong of ibuprofen as you physically can and take it, and don't stop taking it. Like, do not. But immediately when we left the hospital, like the second I walked out the door, I knew immediately I was passing, because it was like the first delivery basically, and then within an hour later the placenta came out as well, and and the cramps continued to just get milder and milder. I actually slept like 2.5 hours in between waking up for alarms to take more pain meds, because like I didn't want it to run out and like contractions start back if anything else, because I had still had to ingest pills again before bed, even though we didn't go to bed till like 4 a.m. but like 3 a.m. whatever. But I had to take the pills at 10, and I just didn't know if they were gonna hit my bloodstream or what was gonna happen. So now we're just bleeding. Like I said, just last night just kept saying I'm so grateful over and over again, which obviously none of this is like something you want to be grateful for, but I'm just grateful to not be in that kind of pain anymore. I literally cannot imagine someone going through that type of pain without a KC. Shit. But like I can't imagine someone going through that type of like that without having someone to drive them to the ER. Like, you need someone with you if you get to that point kind of thing, because I literally can't even describe it. But I think what's like hitting me the craziest this morning is, one, just like gratitude that everything is okay, that like we're fine, and then 2, like the fact that, you know, if you know anything about labor and delivery, like you dilate, and that's like kind of the most painful part, and you have to dilate to a certain point. I think it's like a 5 or a 6 depending on the person and the pregnancy and stuff, before they will give you an epidural at the hospital. And I'm just like adding up the fact that like they said my placenta was 3.6 centimeters and it was bigger than that the appointment before, so like it could have been 4 to 5, you know, like they can't accurately measure it. So I literally could have been like dilated to a 4 or a 5. Oh, like just thinking about the moment you're allowed to get an epidural. I've never been in labor obviously, and I'm sure having real labor with a baby is so much worse. I literally think I would have passed out if it was any worse, but like I'm sure it's worse. Obviously your body has new capacities of pain, I'm sure, when you go into labor. I'm not like saying this is the same as childbirth, I'm just saying it's definitely similar to certain parts of it. But like I think that's the craziest part to think about, is like, which I know people do home births without epidurals, but do they take ibuprofens? Like, do they take anything, you know, like what do they do? Or like at least they're mentally prepared for labor. And I had some pretty horrific DMs from people like saying literally prepared for labor, like stuff like that. But then I texted people who had miscarriages, whether it was natural or not, and they were just like, don't listen to that, like it's gonna be fine, like I've never heard a horror story about this. So it's like I kind of like talked myself down, like you just need to not worry and think the best of it. And that is not what we should have done. We should have bought the strongest pain meds we could find. We should have prepared for the absolute worst and bought insane pain meds and like had just things stocked, and like, like we should have been ready, and we just were not. Which I've heard if you're taking ibuprofen, pumping it, then it's not half as bad. So we've just been chilling here. I have like some boy shorts on, cozy shirts, heating pack. I actually was able to have some coffee with some probiotics, gut health stuff, because I mentioned this on Instagram and I'll talk about it a lot on here too. And I'm really excited, honestly, to bring you guys along with this. And I'm not excited for having to do this, but it is what it is, and we're going to do our best and be as grateful as we can. And I'm thankful that I know a lot about my body, so I can do this. But essentially this pill, misoprostol is the name of the pill. It is also used for stomach acid treatment, so it essentially completely removes your stomach lining. Like, so all my gut flora, all of my gut health, everything is gone. And I have always had an amazing gut. I just never had issues. I haven't taken a lot of meds in my life. So I'm just like really nervous for rebuilding like my gut and like being healthy. I also know like obviously you lose so much blood with miscarriage and everything is changing in your body. And being like an athlete to some degree, like a distance runner and working out, I'm taking a huge break. Obviously I've been like just too sad to work out the past like 2 weeks. And sadness just like makes you weak, and now I'm obviously just like too weak from like blood and just still cramps and everything right now, so I wouldn't even think about working out, but it'll be a while before working out again. But I will be taking tons of iron, tons of liver pills, tons of hemoglobin. I'll be taking tons of probiotic healthy foods, and I'm just really excited to share that because I know whether you've been through something like this or not, there are so many girls who, and guys maybe, but probably girls watching this, who need help getting like their iron or their ferritin, which is like sub-level of iron, up, or like their gut health, like girls who drink a lot in college or girls who are super sick and have taken tons of antibiotics. Like, you have bad gut linings, and like a lot of people just don't know how to fix it, and your gut affects your mood, your whole body, everything. It's kind of like it affects your brain, like it affects your whole body and your mood and everything. So anyways, I'm like really excited to start that journey and bring you guys along because I think it's gonna be super cool for me just to appreciate like rebuilding my body. Obviously it's not like rebuilding your body postpartum after a baby, but it is like a mini postpartum, 11 weeks of growing a whole new organ in your body and then physically having to pass it, and your hormones are plummeting from building the past 11 weeks and now just plummeting. So like there's definitely a lot of like repercussions still from miscarriage. I know it's like nothing like postpartum completely, but it is like a mini postpartum. So I'm just like appreciating my body and like what it can do, and just grateful that everything's okay. Definitely will continue to be sad on and off. But this morning I'm just thankful everything's okay and processing like more so like the pain, just thinking about how terrible it was, but also processing like what we passed is hard obviously, and just like talking about that and thinking about, you know, it just kind of is hard and real and everything. But like we're okay, it's good. My mom just went to the grocery store because I need to take some more pain meds because I'm still cramping and I just don't want it to get bad or anything. So I'm gonna eat like a big brunchy kind of breakfast as much as like I can and take some pain meds. And then one of my friends is coming over just to chat and be here. I'm gonna watch some Netflix, and then Murphy, our friend's dog, is coming tonight for snuggles and tea and watching movies over and over again, and just literally we will be here for the foreseeable future. So I have a feeling I'll be able to go on a walk, like a light walk, in like a day or two, but I also know my uterus is moving around a ton and things, you know, even if my uterus was only the size of bigger than a grapefruit, like that's still pretty big, you know, so stuff's definitely shifting, and I'm definitely going to be like patient with my body. So that's kind of the updates. And sorry this is like literally only a talking vlog, but I don't really know. I'm not going to just record myself sitting here with the heating pack and stuff. So that's the update. I am excited for food to sound like good again, not just eating it to like be able to pump meds into me, you know, because I feel like just being cozied up, being able to eat like ice cream and watch a movie or whatever, like will be fun. But like I said, I'm so concerned about my gut health and stuff that I want to try to eat really good healthy foods. So we'll see, but I need to stop talking now, so that's all.
Where scientists and freethinkers from around the globe can pursue research in parapsychology.
We had a couple friends come over and just kind of say hi, and I need to kind of like clean up a little bit, put some pants on because Murphy is about to be dropped off and I'm excited. We only watched like one episode of our show today, and I'm still just randomly cramping and can't stand up for more than like 30 seconds because I'm just can't breathe great and so fatigued. So I'm just excited to snuggle him. My mom cooked chicken for us before she left, so I'm gonna make like chicken and something else for dinner whenever I get hungry. And we have a bunch of ginger ales, which like feels so good on my stomach. It's like natural ginger ale, it's not like too sugary or anything. So it feels good on my stomach. And have a little movie night, snuggle Murph, And then I think tomorrow is Saturday. I'm hoping I feel like okay enough to go get a coffee at like a coffee shop. We don't have to walk there because there's some coffee shops we can walk to from where we live, and it's so fun to walk on a Saturday, especially with Murph. It would be fun, but I don't know if I want to challenge my body to like walk super far yet. I don't want to mess anything up or like over fatigue myself, so we'll see how I feel. But I think it'll be a cozy Saturday. We'll bring you guys along. I'm feeling much better mentally. I've like prayed about a lot of things today, read some things, processed some things, talked to a couple people, gotten to hug some people I love, and I'm just feeling grateful. Like everything's okay. Like it was literally the scariest night of my life, but like God is good and it's okay. And I just had this moment with him in the bathroom this morning where just like I was just overwhelmed with the gratitude, and I was like, why am I feeling this way? Like this is not how you're supposed to feel when this kind of thing happens. And then it was just like this sense of like God like holding me, and it's like, yes it is, because like I'm good. And so like we get to be like grateful together that everything's okay, and just like knowing that like my baby's with him, Casey's safe, I'm safe, after I was like in so much pain and like so terrified, and just like all of miscarriage is so scary, whether you take the pill or not. That just like traumatized me because of the pain, and just obviously the passing is hard and everything. But anyways, it was just this overwhelming just sense of like you're still good, like no matter how bad it gets, like you're still good, and like you're still there for me, and you still are good. And so yeah, I just been feeling like so grateful and very like peaceful today. Like still sad, and I just like randomly cry, but like grateful and peaceful would kind of be like my number one description for today. So. Are you excited? Come here. Are you so excited? Oi. Do you want to say hi to the vlog? Hey, hey crazy. I don't have any toys for you. I don't have any. Good boy, do you just want the sweet potatoes? You gotta eat all of it. Hey, Papa.
Dude, we shouldn't go here. Dude, let's go. The jacket's right.
So ratchet. Good morning. Clearly not feeling my best self today, but you know, we've cried a lot this morning. I don't have the remote, or I would turn the soccer off in the background, but Murphy says good morning. We tried to walk to some coffee and ended up not going well. I was in a good bit of pain. It was a bad idea. So came back, or I just waited in case he came and got me at the coffee shop. I ordered and just sat there, and then he came and got me. And now we're home watching some soccer, drinking some coffee. The heating pack is on. Snuggle mode is on if Murphy would calm down. I don't feel great today, but I also I'm not in a ton of obviously contraction type pain anymore. It's just crampy, kind of headache, my body feels so weak and not good, but I'm still thankful that I'm okay and everything's okay. I just don't feel well, and I feel very sad. I think because, sorry for getting for the soccer in the background, I think the adrenaline of having to physically pass everything and all the pain and everything, the adrenaline of all that decision and just all that this week has been is which I've been sad tons of times randomly this week, obviously, and I was sad even in the midst of that, but that's kind of still there, but wearing off because I don't have to take a pill anymore, and I think everything's fine. I'm not taking pain meds anymore, everything's calming down, which is good, but then my emotions have room to come back and be sad, obviously. So yeah, we're just kind of having a sad day. I kind of want to like make something exciting for a meal or just try to do some little exciting things today that we can from home. Watch our show, snuggle Murphy. Yeah, that's pretty much what today's gonna look like. Just continued snuggles, update on symptoms. And then tomorrow is Sunday. It will probably be pretty much the same thing, but I might try to move around and clean the house a little depending on how I feel. My mom helped so much. She did like the dishes and laundry and like cleaned everything before she left yesterday, but it's already messy again because that's just how living is. You just, stuff gets messy. So Murphy, what are you doing, crazy boy? Give me the stick.
Come look at this. Come look at this.
He peed on the sauna.
Come look at this.
Did you pee on the sauna? Getting that sauna fired up. Getting mommy feeling better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, just got out of a quick 5-minute, not very hot, just getting a sweat in. I'm trying to sweat these meds out. Now we're gonna do this little Target face mask that some of my friends got me. And a little like sweet care package all my Babel City girls got me when we found out that we were miscarrying. They were angels. But I've been keeping it in the fridge so it's like super nice and cold. So I feel like it's gonna feel really good on my face. I'm confused though. It comes in like halves, I guess. Never had a face mask come in a half before. Maybe it ripped, I don't know. I feel so dumb doing this in the camera. Hell. Wow, actually it being cold, it feels so good. I'm never putting on a not cold face mask again. Okay, it's kind of nice that they do halves because these are always way too big for my face. So I have to like stretch them weird. But this way, you just put it on where it fits. I'm literally using the viewfinder as my mirror to get this on my face, so that's good. I just went to Whole Foods and that's like my first outing, like just me. And literally 2 minutes into walking around, my legs were like throbbing just because I'm so low on iron right now. And like blood flow, my legs get so tired so quick when I'm like standing up for an extended period of time. So Murphy's still here. He's right beside me. But I got a lot of good like nutrients dense stuff at Whole Foods. I got some more bone broth. It's okay, but chill out. I got some more bone broth because, are you excited for mommy to get here? Come here. Oh, not the uterus though. It's okay. Okay, calm down. Yeah, because I'm gonna have some more bone broth tonight because I had a burger around like 4. So I'm just gonna heat up some more bone broth for kind of like a dinner. And then I'm making some healthy chocolate chip cookies. And I got our neighbors some flowers because when I was in the middle of like the worst contraction, like we didn't know this, but one of our neighbors is a pharmacist. And like we kind of like do favors for each other, like get each other's mail and stuff when we need to and stuff. And so anyways, he ran over there and was like, do you guys have any medicine or anything? And he gave us some pain meds like right before we went to the ER, and it like kicked in like as we were there and stuff, and it was good. But anyways, they saved, I feel like didn't save my life, obviously I would have been okay, but it felt like they saved my life because I was in so much pain. So I just wanted to like make some cookies for us, but also just to bring them to them and be like, okay, thank you, Murphy. And just be like, thank you so much, even though they don't even know like how much pain I was in. They just know Casey came over and was like, do you have any pain meds? Fast, you know. So anyways, I'm gonna make cookies, and Danielle and Scotty, our friends, landed at 7 from their flight to pick up this boy. They'll probably be here in like an hour, and then Casey and I will just have a chill night together. And the symptoms are definitely wrapping up. I'm feeling much better. I just cried a couple times on and off today because I think I said this earlier, but the adrenaline of everything of like passing this week is kind of wearing off a little. Obviously I still feel like not the best, but the adrenaline of it is wearing off because I'm not like, oh my gosh, what's happening, you know? So like then the sadness kind of comes back because I'm processing stuff, whatever. But we're good. And we're gonna make some cookies now and have a good cozy night. Okay, I also figured why not give y'all a grocery haul, which a lot of this is like some just random things we needed, but pretty much all of it is like super healthy stuff for specifically like what I'm going through, just like losing a lot of blood and wanting like my stomach acids and probiotics to bounce back. So I'll go over it real quick. So first off, first item, totally irrelevant. I've been craving some blueberry bagels, and I thought cream cheese with honey mixed in on top of homemade, Whole Foods made bagel would be so good. So I went and got one of their homemade bagels. And then we buy real salt. It is like the best salt for hydrating and for just getting good sodium, and your body needs salt so bad, and diet culture and just everything in general has preached so much like against sodium and high sodium foods being bad for you, but this is real salt and really good for you. We literally like put it in our water, so we get extra salt throughout the day for hydration and health benefits. And I'm so dehydrated right now from like all the blood loss and just trauma, whatever, of the past couple days, so definitely needing some more of this in my diet. And then this is organic probiotic filled cream cheese. If you know about Good Culture, then you know all of their stuff is literally the best, like grass-fed, organic. So what's so good about it? Pasture raised, no gums, probiotics, no chemical preservatives. You can read all of these things. Super good for you. I don't know about the calories or anything. I literally never look at that stuff anymore. But yeah, I just got plain because I'm gonna add honey and cinnamon, and it'll be so good. Then we have Mommy Boost. I literally has nothing to do with being pregnant or not pregnant now, but these are the ingredients. These are all the things they put in it. We buy this at least like twice a week. I just love this juice, and I have been off of my juicing at home game lately, but when I juice at home, these are all the things that I put in it. Beets are super good for people who do lots of cardio, like running like me. Ginger, lemon, apples, all of it's super good for you, but especially like right now I'm trying to eat very, my legs are like giving out on me. I need to sit down, they're so tired. But I'm not eating lots of vegetables because that's kind of hard on your digestive system, and we're building back my gut right now. So I'm like, juices are probably better, and it's also still flushing everything out of me, all the meds and everything. So I'm gonna for sure be drinking lots of this. Murphy. I got a local kombucha, which Whole Foods sells, but Narbucha is like a brewery here that brews kombucha. I think they only do kombucha. I don't think they do alcohol or anything, but so it has like the stuff down here from the SCOBY and everything. So lots of good probiotics in here as well. Once again, probiotics and prebiotics are what rebuild a healthy gut. So tons of things with that, with probiotics in it. That's what we're going for. And then ginger kind of helps settles your stomach, and this is like a not super sugary, sweet, yummy drink, and just sitting around so much with like a heating pad, watching movies, and just like chilling, working from home. Once I get back into work, hopefully this week a little bit, it's nice just to have healthier but still drinks that make me feel good like at home. So I love a good Zevia ginger ale with ice and some lemon juice during the day for like a sweet treat. So I got these. And also carbonated just feels good when your stomach's hurting, I feel like. And we always buy Kerrygold grass-fed butter. We would buy this regardless, but it is super good for you. And I have been craving fruit so hard, which I don't think it's like vital in recovery process or anything, but fruit is always good for you. Getting healthy sugars and carbs in with that. And then once again, super dehydrated from losing all the blood and everything, so I got coconut water. We also buy this all the time. We love it so much. Coconut water is amazing for hydration and has some amazing health benefits. And then I got pure black cherry juice. I think anything, like probably grape juice too, but grape juice probably not as good. I just love grape juice, so we have some in the fridge. But cherry juice, pomegranate juice, like the beet and apple juice and stuff. I got any like organic, just very pure juices that kind of can continue to give me like nutrients and help like refuel things I've lost, but at the same time just still keep flushing everything. I'm just doing so many fluids, so I think having some fluids with more like nutritional benefits like cherry juice is super good for recovery and athletes and stuff. So I kind of just tried to get some healthier, like all of these are organic, no from concentrate or anything, just literally cherry juice. And this one was actually Lakewood, which is local, so this was made locally too, which is probably better for me too. And then the number one thing I was needing more of when I went to the store is bone broth. Kettle and Fire is insanely expensive, so insanely expensive, but I love Kettle and Fire, and if I'm making like a big soup, I'll normally get 1 or 2 Kettle and Fires and then another just big generic brand bone broth, which is definitely not as good for you as these, because these are grass-fed and grass-finished. Beef bones is what the beef one is made with, and then organic free-range chicken bones. Which grass-fed essentially means like they didn't feed the cows or the chickens or whatever like steroid-filled foods or anything like that. They're literally eating off of the earth and off of the grass, and then sometimes it'll say like grass-fed for meat, which means they're grass-fed throughout their life, but then like when they're about to kill them, slaughter them for people to eat animals, you know, they will essentially, it's called like corn finish or something, but they finish them with food, so they don't finish them with grass-fed, because then it like changes the way the meat tastes or something like that. And essentially grass-fed and grass finished is way better for you, because you're getting all of the nutrients from them naturally eating from the earth, and it's just way better for you than what they feed them. So that's why grass-fed is super important when you're buying meat or bone broth or anything like that. So we love Kettle and Fire. Right now, I'm literally just microwaving little mugs of bone broth and sipping on it throughout the day, because it's helping me get protein, helping fluids just flush everything out of my body. This little container has 2 servings in it. Each serving has 11 grams of protein. So if I just drink this, it's 22 grams of protein. That's a lot of protein for like liquid. And it's super low in calories too, if you're just like flushing liquids and stuff, but getting a ton of protein at the same time. It also has lots of probiotics, super good for gut health and hormone health and just everything. Bone broth is like one of the #1 products that is just amazing for you, and I don't drink it enough, but right now I'm chugging it because my body needs it. I'm craving fruit, so that's why we got that. And then I got some vanilla extract just because I'm making cookies tonight, and that makes it taste yummier. We ran out of sugar because I made some muffins the other day before all this was happening, to kind of just have like a meal prepped good carb to eat real quick when I'm taking meds and stuff. So yeah, I used all of our sugar. So we got some more sugar for baking and the cookies tonight. And last but not least, I got a lemon to cut up to put in all of my fun drinks we've been buying. I feel like a lot of the things I got, it's kind of like, oh, this is just random stuff. It's not like groceries. But thankfully when my mom was here, when I was like very, very like sick still, she went to the grocery store, got us like bone broth, organic raw milk, like so many things that we always buy. We just literally made her a grocery list, and we were like, we can go, Casey can go later, like, but she like insists on going, and she got us like a huge haul. She cooked like chicken before she left. My mom was like a lifesaver during all of this. She came in the middle of the night when we were like about to go to the ER, and so yeah, she helped so much. She literally did the dishes and laundry, like cleaned up for us, and just helped like reset everything so the house didn't feel quite so like sad. So yeah, our fridge is stocked, and now it's even more stocked with all the extra little things that we needed. So I'm about to sip on some bone broth or a fun drink and just hang out with Casey and let my legs rest for a minute, and then I'm gonna get back up and we're gonna make some cookies. So let's go. Morning, you guys. I'm feeling extra crusty today, so sorry. I spilled my coffee for the way we're looking right now. Oh my gosh, I just keep spilling it. I don't need to apologize for the way that I look right now. It's fine. No one would do that if they were postpartum with a baby, which I'm not actually postpartum right now, but mini postpartum. So I still haven't pooped. It's been 4 days now. And last night my legs started aching so incredibly bad. I don't think I should have gone to the store. I think there's just like too much on my 0 blood flow, no iron legs. And I also was pretty active around the house yesterday, so I think it's just too much. And I'm gonna try to stay like sitting most of the day today, maybe have one little like, let's go do this coffee shop or grocery store for like 5 minutes like thing, and not stand up like tons and multiple times a day, even though that's so against like everything I do and believe is like movement is medicine. But anyways, so I started feeling really bad last night, just like so achy in my legs, like behind my left knee was like throbbing, like weird. I was just like worried about it because it was like painful, but obviously it's fine. It's just weird. And I know it's because I don't have iron right now, which is why we're taking so much of it. But I didn't make cookies, that being said, because I was like, I just need to like sit down. Like, I also like made sure I ate like meat and spinach and like a really good dinner, and I was like, I don't need to eat like cookies for dinner. So we went for a very healthy night that wasn't really like vlog really, because we just ate meal prepped chicken and watched our show. So I didn't video anything last night, and now we're watching soccer. Casey's watching soccer. I wanted to go to church today, but after, because yesterday I felt like pretty good during the day, moving around, I was like, we could probably go to church. The only reason I didn't want to go was obviously it's still a little bit nerve-wracking, like you don't know who's gonna ask you what. Like we have amazing friends at church, but like if you're just not really ready to talk about something like this, but it's also like the only thing that matters to you right now, so it's like all you want to talk about, but like you don't want to talk about it at church in front of tons of people and cry, you know, just that kind of thing, which I'm fine with. Crying in front of people would just be kind of weird. So anyways, we're not going to church just because, like I said, yesterday became a little too challenging, and I didn't want to like have to like walk too far to the bathroom, because I need to go to the bathroom a lot for changing pads, peeing all the time, everything. And just like, you know, didn't want to be too nervous about standing during worship and just whatever. So we decided it would be best not to go this week, even though we really do miss our church community, because it's been, let's see, I think 2 weeks since we've been able to go to church, because last week I was sad, so we stayed with my parents, and then the weekend before that was my half marathon before we found out we miscarried, like the day after we found out. So, anyways, yeah, we miss our church fam, that's all. But we're having cozy coffee morning, and I'm just so thankful I can have coffee. Like, it doesn't seem to upset my stomach or anything like that, so that's really good. I'm also praying that this coffee and everything I eat today will induce some flowage of the digestive system, because I don't know, I just feel nervous. I haven't pooped yet because I've been eating like really good healthy meals, like make sure I'm eating enough, and I still haven't pooped 4 days worth of food. So I don't feel like constipated or bloated or anything, because I'm still just losing so much blood, so I'm probably still like really skinny right now and dehydrated and stuff, but I just want to poop out all the toxins from the medicines and everything, so I'm ready for that to happen. And that's pretty much the only other update. Is last night didn't go well, so we're in major resting mode once again today. We're trying not to be on our phones too much today. We'll see how that goes. We try to like Sabbath on Sundays, but I feel like right now, since I literally can like only sit around all day, I need to read. I have some good books to read, so I'll probably do that a lot. And we're gonna watch our show some, so it'll be another chill, cozy day, and we'll just bring you guys along for some of it, and then we'll close out the video today, and then I'll do like a sit-down video and stuff, maybe talking about more, either some in this video or a whole nother video. I don't know how much more I want to talk about the pill, just because I don't want to scare people too bad, but I do want to talk about like my experience in detail, and like kind of our experience of like the weeks before. We didn't know for sure if we'd miscarried, but they said it could be possible, like because I asked all these questions. And anyways, just like for anyone going through miscarriage, like I feel like it could be kind of an eye-opening experience of like everyone's experience is so different, but also like, oh, I had this exact thing happen and so did she, because I found some people like that on Instagram that helped me so much, just like knowing someone went through the exact same process as me. And like, yeah, there were parts of mine that was like seemed like, oh, this was way worse, or like parts of theirs it was like, oh, that would be so hard, like, and no one says worse or not, like just kind of like, oh, well, that part went well for them, it didn't for me, or whatever, like with the pill and stuff like that. But anyways, I feel like I've enjoyed just like being open with you guys. Definitely the night that everything happened, it was like I didn't film like anything, like when I was having the contractions and stuff. At first I was kind of like, should I, when they weren't that bad, but then when they got bad, it was literally not even a thought process. We did get like one clip because I was in the middle in between contractions before the bad one that sent us to the ER happened, and we did get a clip of that because I like had the camera in there from when I was saying something before the pill like set in, and I was like, can you just set it there and like get a clip? I don't know if I'll share it, but just like for me to even like remember, not how horrible it was, but kind of just like, I don't know, like I'm just someone who likes to have not memories, because it's a terrible memory, but just kind of like that moment was like the hardest moment of my life and like the scariest, and kind of just like, I think there's parts of your vulnerable sides of your life that you don't necessarily need to bring people into, and then something like that is like, okay, like if you don't take pain meds, or like if you have an experience like I did, like this is how this could turn out, you know, like, and just kind of being vulnerable with people, and that not at all to scare them, just to say like, you don't need to believe the horror stories, but you also need to like be prepared for stuff. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go drink this coffee and try to read some of my books. I haven't been able to focus the best. One of my books is like on miscarriage, and it just makes me cry. So I think I just need to start a different one, because like it's just kind of a lot of women's miscarriage stories and how they process stuff, but it's like some of the stories are like back-to-back miscarriages and just like really, really heavy stuff. And like I would say this is really heavy stuff, but I haven't like written on it yet, obviously, other than like Instagram captions. So it's just kind of a lot to like read that and sit in that. And I think it would be good for me to process through it slowly but surely. But kind of when I'm like, okay, maybe I need to cry and like worship right now is like when I need to read it, probably, because that's when I'm like, I'll process emotionally a lot right now and be okay with just sobbing. But I also don't want to just keep sobbing all the time, because that's been the past couple weeks, and I'm like definitely ready to like, I still randomly burst into tears, but I'm not crying all the time anymore, which is really, really good. I still burst out all the time, but not 24/7. I need to cry like sad. And so we'll read that book in spurts, but let's go have our coffee because it's so good. We're a crusty bunch right now.
You speak for yourself. I look great.
What just came out of your hair? Hey you guys, it is so much later. We had some friends come over and I just pretty much sat around the backyard and read all day, getting some sun, just resting. I try not to move around too much. We had some of our close friends, Danielle and Scotty, and then Jeremiah and Steph. They're over here a lot. You'll see them in more vlogs and stuff. But we do like every week, which I haven't been able to do because I've been pregnant and you can't get in the sauna or cold plunge unless it's like relatively mild temperatures, and they get in at like full cold, full hot. So I haven't been able to participate for like a month and a half now, but soon. And I still can't really participate because they literally come over for like intense sauna sessions and straight to the cold plunge and then back to the sauna, and like my body is so dehydrated and blood deficient right now that I do not need to sweat that much. So we're not doing that, but I just sat outside, enjoyed the day, talked to them whenever they weren't in the sauna, and hung out. And then they just left. I took a shower and I'm about to make some cookies. Casey grilled some burgers for us. We ate that for a quick dinner. I made a protein shake while they were here with kefir full of probiotics for a good little snack. We're getting in our iron and probiotics still. And I'm gonna make some cookies. Relatively healthy. They won't have too much sugar in them. They'll have just all organic ingredients, so they'll still be like cookies, sugary, but just like relatively healthy. So I'm gonna make those, and then we'll have some cookies and raw milk and watch our show for a couple of hours, and then we'll probably try to go to bed early tonight. I don't really know what the plan is. I feel like every day is so different, just kind of depending on how I feel and when we get tired, because you can come in if you want, because we've been just so out of our routine lately with like just being so sad, and like you can't sleep when you're that sad, and then being so sick obviously, and like literally going into like labor with the pill the other day. Obviously we didn't sleep like at all, so our whole schedule is just wonky and we're ready to get it back. But yeah, let's go make some cookies.
Yeah, buddy.
How you feeling? You excited for some chocolate chip cookies?
I'm ready.
He's ready to watch our show. He's literally gonna turn it on while I'm baking.
I'm going to give you a shot now, Claire.
Oh my gosh.
Blood clots.
Cheers.
Don't take my Fembry if you've had any of these.